A lot of us have been wondering when will we see Christian Mahogany. When the Lions took him in the 6th round with that 34th pick, we were wondering when were we going to see him? And it looks like that time may be coming soon, because according to Pride of Detroit, looks like his 21-day window opened today. Now, for those of you who remember, when you are on IR, it's a thing where after you come off IR and you're permitted to practice and you get back into the swing, the team has 21 days to decide whether or not that they want to bring you to the active roster. If they don't do that, they have to shut you down for the entire season. Well, it turns out that the NFI list has very similar rules. But why was he put on that list in the first place? Well, it turns out, according to Pride of Detroit, Mahogany contracted mononucleosis, often called mono, in the offseason and has been unable to practice with the Lions since rookie minicamp. With his condition limiting his availability, he required a significant amount of time to get back into football shape, only joining the team late in training camp to work with trainers on his rehabilitation. Unfortunately, he did not get to the point where he was capable of participating and open the season on the NFI illness list. Now, that was the same list that Jameson Williams was on in 2022 and Hendon Hooker was on in 2023. That is usually reserved for a person that gets hurt in a non-NFL capacity. So, for instance, Jameson Williams was hurt in college. It was in football, but it wasn't in the NFL. So he was put on NFI. You had same thing with Hendon Hooker, put on the NFI. Now, a sickness would fall under that category, but say something like Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was injured in the NFL in a NFL season game, so that list would be a completely different list. So that's what the NFI lists. But this means that the Lions have 21 days to decide whether or not he is going to play, and that apparently started today. By returning to practice, Mahogany begins a 21-day injury evaluation period. He is allowed to practice with the team without counting against the Lions 53-man roster. When the Lions feel Mahogany is ready to play, they can add him to the active roster at any point. If his 21-day evaluation window expires and Mahogany is not ready to join the Lions active roster, Detroit will have the option to place him back on the NFI list. Here's the caveat, but he would not be eligible for re-evaluation, meaning his season would be over. So essentially, the Lions have 21 days to decide if this guy is going to be on the 53-man roster, which means that he would claim a spot. Now, as far as I know, we still have 52 on the 53-man roster. So right now, he wouldn't take up a spot, but that could change between now and then. But if we do have 53, then we would have to release somebody and put them through the waiver wire or just outright cut them. If he is not ready to go, very similar to injured reserve, he is going to be put back on that list, most likely, and will be done for the season. If that was to happen, I wouldn't be mad. This guy was never really intended to be an asset this year. 6th round pick, not really tripping on that. If he's not ready to go, but seeing as how it was an illness and not like related to football. Now, I've never had mono, so I don't know the ramifications of that. But if he is now, he got it during the offseason. And I remember when like around the time it happened. So it's been months. Had to get back in football shape. Maybe it's just a football shape thing. But maybe when you're trying to get back in football shape, then it might be a little harder. Now, I just thought about this now. Let me find out what okay. All right, so here's what Google, I want to find out what mono was. Okay, it says mono is most common in adolescents and young adults, especially college students. Symptoms appear 4 to 6 weeks after infection, and most people get better in 2 to 4 weeks. However, some may feel fatigued for several more weeks. Mono is generally not considered a serious illness, but it can lead to significant loss of time from school or work. In rare cases, it can cause severe or even life-threatening illness. There is no vaccine to protect against mono. Once a person has had mono, they usually do not get it again. Wow. So this looks like it probably took its toll. I mean, young man, probably relatively healthy, 2 to 4 weeks turns into a few months, got to get back in football shape. So obviously, right, I'm not being on the inside. I wonder how his body is going to do. How is his breathing going to be? Is he going to be ready to go? Or is he going to have significant ramifications from this that could keep him out the rest of the season? So we've been waiting to kind of get an update on him, and we finally got it today. Let me know in the comments below if you knew he had mono. This was the first time I've heard he had mono. Like, it was just illness. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they said illness. He just was on the list. So, but it's good to hear that I guess he's on the up and up. And I'm sure if he is active, if he's not put on that list, I'm sure we'll see him at some point. We will see if he's on the 53-man roster and not put up, we will see Giovanni before the season is over. He'll have to step in someplace on that offensive line. So, man, let me know, man. Did y'all know? Because I didn't know he had mono. That's crazy. Glad to see he's doing okay. And I wonder what the Lions are going to do. So we'll be keeping an eye on his progress throughout the next 3 weeks. So that means that they open it today. We are going into the Dallas game. We've got Dallas. We've got Minnesota. And then after that, because let me see, when is 21 days? 21 days from today would be the 29th. The 29th of the month, which means we've got a game on the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. So the Lions will have to make a decision on whether or not they're going to do that after in 3 more games. So Lions will have played, 7 games at that point with 10 to go. He could be an asset for this team. He really could. So let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel? Have you ever had mono? I've never had it, so I don't know. And it looks like it could hit everybody differently. So that's crazy, man. It is crazy. No vaccine, and basically got to just let it run its course, I guess. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Good to see he's on the up and up, and hopefully he'll be ready to go in 3 weeks, and he'll help us finish out the season, man, because we're going to need all the bodies. The injury bug has really hit us this year, and we're going to need all the bodies that we can get. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Remember, this channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other, and as always, go Lions.